Spencer Ross with One Step Forward, and I hope your weekend was great. Curious. Be curious. Curiosity. What does that mean? To ask questions, to try to understand why. All right, so let's get started. When you're trying to learn something, or you're trying to stay relevant, or you're trying to be a better leader, how are you doing that? Are you asking questions? You're not trying to ask questions to catch things. That's not the purpose of this video. There are examples of that. But in being curious, are you trying to find out the reason why? Are you trying to be a better leader? When I was thinking of examples to make for this video, I thought of plumbing. A plumber 30 years ago is going to do some similar stuff that they do today, right? Because plumbing's pretty much the same as far back as you go. There's water, it flows downhill, there's pressure, there's other things that are involved. But some of the tools have changed. Some of the technology to make you a better plumber has changed. They didn't have cameras 30 to 40 years ago. What are they going to have 30 years in the future? I don't know. But if I'm not asking questions, if I'm not reading books, if I'm not watching YouTube videos, if I'm not in the store going, hey, what's that tool on the shelf? If I'm not talking to other plumbers about their experiences, and yes, that might be your competition, but maybe a project so big that you need to hire some other guys to come work on your job, which would be cool. You're not going to grow. You're not going to know. Okay? So when you're trying to be curious, are you trying to stay relevant? Are you trying to be the best leader you can be? Let's think of another example. All right, so you're at the gym and Bobby's there. Okay? So Bobby's doing some stuff and you're watching him. Man, he's doing something and I don't exactly know what he's doing. Well, what would a leader do? Well, a leader's going to go ask, right? A leader's going to work on that communication skill. Bobby, I see you're doing something. I don't exactly know why you're doing it. Why do you do that? What effect does it have? Okay, maybe it's a stretching routine. Who knows what it is, right? But you've got to do it at the appropriate time. If he's in the middle of 1, 2, hey Bobby, can you tell? Oh, you lost my count, dude. No, go away. Maybe you wait till he puts the weight down. I don't know. There's certain things you've got to be aware of what's going on around you. Having personal space, you've got to be able to talk to someone and not be too close to them. You're going to work on your leadership skills and articulation skills by talking to someone. You're going to work on your listening skills. As a leader, you need to be able to listen. If Bobby explains to me why he's doing something and I hear it, but I don't understand it and I don't ask follow-up questions, or I understand it, but I can't do it on myself when I'm working out, am I actually listening to them and hearing it and being able to apply it? Maybe not. Maybe I need help with that. Okay? When I coach little kids, sometimes I'll just have the ball there and I'll just have them touch it with their foot. 1, 2, just again and again and again. You can't see my foot moving, but just tap it back and forth. Okay, stop. Turn, put my foot on the ball, turn their foot, and then I'll just move it. Now do you feel it? Like, oh, okay. Okay. I don't know how you need it explained. Maybe you need to be shown 100 times. That's okay. But you're still having the courage to go talk to Bobby, the humility to say, hey, I don't know about that. I'm trying to be better. I'm seeing you work out and you look like you're working out well. Okay. I had 2 personal trainers who were friends. I had 2 friends who were personal trainers, and they said they'd have people watching for months, maybe a year, before they'd go up and be like, hey, I see you're working out. I see the results that you have. Can you show me how to do it? Or can you teach me how to do it? Or can I hire you to do it? Okay? Who knows? Maybe your job is being a personal trainer. Maybe your job is just being at the gym and that's your blow off time for blowing off some steam. I don't know why you're at the gym. Maybe it's to lose weight. Maybe it's to gain weight. But if you're not asking people questions, if you're not being curious and reading books or news articles or watching videos, are you going to lose weight the best way you can? Are you going to gain weight the best way you can? All right, so we've had two examples about self-improvement. We could go on, but I think you kind of have the basic idea. What about the team? Okay, so you own a carpentry business and you go up to Sally and say, Sally, why do you do it that way? Oh, I cut wood this way because that's the way my dad did. Oh, I've never seen that way. Why? Let me show you the way I do it, and let's talk about it. Let's talk through it. And as you're talking, wait, why did your dad do it that way? Well, I think Grandpa did it that way, and the reason why Dad explained it to me, and I don't know where he learned it from, but I think he mentioned Grandpa. It was a long time ago, but he mentioned it this way because it reduces the waste in lumber. Okay, well, maybe it's not faster, but if you can save money in wood, awesome. Maybe that'll increase your profits. Cool. I don't know. But if we're not going to ask people why, and they're going to do something, and you just say, no, this is the only way to do it. Now, sometimes there is the only way to do it. If you're building a bridge, there's very few ways to do it. And the reason why is because you don't want the bridge to fall down. But there's other things. Building cabinets, well, maybe the customer wants it this certain way. Well, maybe with the laws of physics and gravity, they can't have it that way, but you just need to adjust it a little bit so they can do it. But if we're not going out there and asking people, why do you do it that way? Why do you want it that way? Well, this is the end result. Oh, well, then can I do this? Oh, I didn't even think about that, right? Because you are the professional. You're the leader. You're the one who makes cabinets. If I'm a homeowner and I want cabinets done, okay, cool. Well, I have a general idea of what I want. Maybe I have an exact, maybe I have a picture. Cool, if I have a picture, it's easy. For me, now the cabinet maker has to decide how hard it is. But if I'm just making cabinets, hey, I just need this thing done. I've got this thing and I need a surfboard closed up. Oh, you need a surfboard done? Just one, two? Maybe we make a shelf inside. Maybe we do this. Maybe we make the shelf lined with felt. I don't know. But if we're not researching techniques, if we're not asking people the why, if we're not talking to Sally and building that relationship with our employees or with our employer, hey, Paul, why do you do it that way? Oh, I do it this way because when I push my foot in, well, Paul, you're 6'5". I can't push my foot in like that, so I have to do it a different way, but I still ask him, why do you do it that way? So we need to ask in a way that brings people. There's a lot of people who are jaded, that's a good way to put it, who are afraid that they're going to get crushed, or they're afraid that when they give their opinion, it's going to be rejected, who are afraid from something in their past, and you asking that question might trigger them. So if we're going and asking them something and we're trying to be curious, maybe it takes a while to build that relationship. But if I go to Bob or to Sally and I have the courage to ask them a question and the humility to ask why, hopefully they will reciprocate. They will return my curiosity. They will return my being open to ask the question, Sally, why do you do it that way? And maybe that brings up a cool conversation. And then you find out she calls her dad that night. Oh, yeah, Grandpa did do it that way. Cool. And maybe that's just the way. Maybe, I don't know, her dad is the one who owned his own carpentry shop, but he doesn't do cabinets. He did other things, but he did a little bit of cabinetry. And now his daughter works for a cabinet maker, and now the cabinet maker is more productive or more profitable or whatever, right? Who knows what your what is? What got me thinking about this is Turn the Ship Around. It's a book. It's a great book. You can Google it. It's written by a Navy captain. He was a commander of a submarine, and there's a cool YouTube video about it. That's how I got to know the book, and then I read the book. But the YouTube video was very good. He does a YouTube presentation, and Be curious not to catch people, but be curious to ask why. Maybe they can't articulate it. Maybe it's a little kid. Maybe it's your niece or nephew, or I work at a school and there's always a rat, right? There's always a rat somewhere. Well, it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. There's no rat. But I go over a look and it's a possum. Oh, all right. Well, it's close enough to being a rat, but obviously the possum's really big and she doesn't want to be touched because she's got babies, but I need to go address it. I don't know. Sometimes kids have a hard time articulating what's going on. Am I going to tell the little kid they're stupid because it's a possum, not a rat? No, they were trying. They took the effort to try. I'll give them that. Okay? Are we rushing to crush someone else? Are we rushing to crush ourselves? If we do something and our boss comes to us and say, Spencer, why'd you do that? Well, I don't know. It's just the way I thought it would work. Well, we do it this way. Oh, well, why don't you do it that way? In the training class on Monday, wait, that's right, Spencer, I'm sorry. You weren't there on Monday because your dad died. I'm sorry. Here, let me do that training class for you again. I apologize. Okay? Are we willing to be humble to ask people why they're doing something? Not just for personal growth, not just for team growth, not just for mentoring, because sometimes Sally or Spencer is doing it wrong and we just need a little bit of adjustment. Maybe they're doing it right and we need to expand that into the rest of the company. Maybe the plumbing technique that we used to do is right, but now we've got new technology to make it even better. I don't know. How can you be curious with your family? Hey, Mom, I see you're down. What's going on? Oh, a lady at church, her husband died. Okay, how can I help? Sometimes that's being the way to be curious. We've talked about yourself. We've talked about the team. When you're at the grocery store, are you going around saying hi to people? At least acknowledge them, okay? When someone talks to you, are you being curious? You don't have to be, but maybe that's their only opportunity to talk to someone. I've met people in the grocery store who they spent all day inside and the grocery store is their way of getting out. Okay? They're not necessarily being curious. They're just trying to have some human interaction. But am I in a rush to crush to say, hey, why are you talking to me? I've read stories about people going to the bank to have someone to talk to because they sit inside all day. All right. Hey, Mr. Danino, how was your day? And mean it. Be curious. Maybe Mr. Danino sat inside all day. Hey, Mr. Sankey, how was your day? Oh, my day was great. Got a project done, got paid. Going to go on a vacation a couple months and I'm excited about it, but we've got another project done before vacation, so I'm good to go. Hey, Mom, what's going on? How's Dad doing? Hey, sis, who do you need to call? I could bring up examples. I don't want to limit my examples when you are creative on your own. Are you being curious? Are you seeking to ask questions without rushing to crush? Without trying to point out something wrong? Please be curious this next week and take that one step forward to lead.